Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight on the Central YouTube channel. We have a very special football interview. It took a while this week. We usually try to do them earlier in the week, but we're back to school. We got busy schedules now. We got volleyball going on, so it's a little bit harder to find the time for us to get together with these. But I'm very thankful as we have Mr. RiverHawk football. Jude Alvarado does a little bit of everything for this RiverHawk team. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about all the skills he has and what he provides for this RiverHawk team. But Jude, I just want to thank you for joining us. We're excited to finally get a chance to talk to you. Thanks for joining us on the RiverHawk YouTube channel.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And I thank Jude for sticking with me here. He was my first interview. We tried to do it actually before the first game, and the audio was terrible, and I couldn't post it. And so I thank him for giving me another chance. I messed up the first time. We'll see if we get it right the second time here. Well, Jude, you're having a terrific season. We'll go over some stats here. Against Reedsburg, our last game, you were 6 for 12, 137 yards, passing with a touchdown. On the season, 23 of 44, a 52.3% completion percentage, 417 yards passing, 5 touchdowns with only 1 interception. And you're a dual threat guy, 196 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. As I mentioned, you kind of do it all. You also do the extra points. You also do the field goals. You also do the punts. Jude having just a terrific season. Jude, 3-0 right now. Tell me how much fun you're having with this RiverHawk football team.
Oh, we're having a lot of fun. I mean, the chemistry is there. I mean, it's just like playing with the boys, It's just having fun.
Yeah, and you mentioned playing with the boys, and I want to talk a little bit about your off-season preparation. I have one of those boys in my house here, so I know the amount of work that goes into this football season. It's not just when fall comes around that you start thinking about football, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, we're lifted in the winters. We got the grit club, and I mean, the people who are there, usually receivers and linemen, they were also in there. When we could, we'd throw in the gym. If it was snowing outside, I would just throw to the net if no one was there. I mean, we were just getting after it.
Yeah, and that's important, and the results show. You talk about that offensive line. I want to talk about a little bit about them just because they've been so impressive. They're not the biggest guys you're going to see in the school. They're not going to be guys that you're going to look at and say, holy cow, there's a 300-pound lineman, anything like that. But I'll tell you what, they're physical, they're aggressive, and they get pushed on the opposing defensive line, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they're just a really, I don't know how to explain it, but they want it, like they don't want to be known as like this team who has to pass the ball because they can't run. I mean, they want to push people around.
And they've shown that in all of our games. They've shown the ability to run block and pass block. I bet that's something that you're really thankful for as a quarterback back there, having a little bit of protection against some of those guys coming in trying to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect just to have time to be able to throw the ball to my receivers because, we get the ball in their hands, we're in good shape.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about those receivers that you have. You got some studs out there. You got Aaron Polma on one side. You got Henry Meyer on the other side. How much fun is it to be able to throw the ball to those two guys?
I mean, it's really nice because we can put them on route concepts together or separate. There's so many things you can do with them. Throw them a jump ball, make them do a comeback. They can do everything.
They really can, and they've been hanging onto the ball and making some outstanding catches. It's been a lot of fun to watch. We got to hope that continues. Such great route runners too. If you're just watching the game this Friday, we'll be live on the YouTube channel. I want you to pay particular attention to those wide receivers running their routes. They are crisp on both sides. I don't want to give anything away to our opposing teams coming up here, but I love when Henry and Aaron line up on the same side of the line. That's another little wrinkle that we can add. Let's pretend we didn't say that though. All right, we can catch them by surprise. Give me a little bit of your thoughts about the Reedsburg game. Kind of an ugly game. It wasn't real flashy. We got out to the big lead early. I thought the second half was kind of sloppy. What do you think of that?
I mean, again, those past few weeks, I mean, we've been playing pretty good, like offensively and defensively really well, but we're not to the point where we're like satisfied or we think that we've played our like best game. I mean, Reedsburg, we did what we were supposed to do, but defense helped us a lot because, I mean, we should have put more points than 21 out there. And I don't know, we kind of gave up, but we should have kept going.
Yeah. And, that's something that I think the coaches have to look at and be happy about. There's a lot of growth still out there for this team, and you're winning games while you're learning lessons. And that's something that's rare in sports. And so to have that opportunity, I think is a good situation for you guys. All right. We talked a little bit about the fact that you're the quarterback. You kick the extra points. You kick the field goals. You're the punter. You're out there for, in theory, 66% of the snaps. Do you get tired? Do you just want to come out to the sideline and take a little break, or how does that go?
I mean, I love it. I mean, I asked coach if I could play defense this year, but they wouldn't let me. So, I mean, I love being on the field. When I can get out there, I can. And I mean, I make things happen.
So 66%, not enough for Jude. He wants 100% of those snaps. That's awesome. That's a football guy right now. All right, let's talk about Alaska. It's a rivalry week this week. Going to be a big test. We know the Hilltoppers history. They've had a very good run here the last couple of years, have a very strong football program, very good coaching, good athletes. We know all about their athletes. What can we expect from the RiverHawks on Friday night?
I mean, we're just going to go out there and try to do what we've been doing in practice, replicate it, do it at 100%, and just try to dominate. I mean, the past last year, 34-0, we're kind of we got like a chip on our shoulder, and we think we want to be able to dominate.
Well, you brought up last year's score really quick, that 34-0. Is that something that the team is aware of and ready to go try to make amends for?
Yeah, I mean, we got in the back of our minds. We use it as motivation. We just think, we just got to do better than last year. So we really want it this year, I think.
Awesome. And we're looking forward to that. We will be live on the Central YouTube channel Friday night. The game is finally back at home at UW La Crosse. It's going to be a big one. So make sure you tune in or come down to the stadium. If you can't make it down to the stadium, make sure you tune in and watch. Joel and I will be on the call. We'll also be on the call tomorrow night at Holman for girls volleyball. Holman, the eighth ranked team in the state for volleyball. And so we're excited to go up there with the upset-minded RiverHawks and see if they can put a little pressure on those Holman Vikings. Jude, you making the trip up to Holman tomorrow night? Watch that volleyball team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Good. We want a good. Joel likes it when the student section gets going. So maybe you can be in charge of that. You're a good student leader. You can get them in charge, get them going there and be loud up in Holman.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, cool. Jude, I want to thank you for joining me today. Second time, only the first one that's going to be posted, but the second time with me. You've been a lot of fun to watch this year. I hope it continues. In baseball, you said that after I interviewed you, it kind of jinxed you. Let's not have, I'm going to knock on wood right now. Let's not have any of that. You just keep on going the way you're going. You're playing awesome. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Thanks a lot, Jude.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the interview. We might have another interview coming up yet tonight or maybe tomorrow. I'm working on one more, maybe get some perspective on the defensive side of the ball as we have a big rivalry week with Alaska on the horizon for Friday night. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.